Hello, my dear students. Welcome to our today's practical session. Here myself, Dr. B.N. Thorat, Assistant Professor, Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairy Science. Today we will see that is evaluation of nutritive value of various feeds and fodder. In previous class, we have to seen that is what is meant by feed, what are the different classification of feeds and fodder, etc. So, in today's class, we have seen that is which are the different nutritive value for that different feeds and fodder which is given to our animals. So in this topic there are some content I have listed here. First upon the objective, then why need to nutritive value of a various feeds and fodder, then different methods of analysis of feed. So which are the different objective to conduct this experiment? First of all, to get acquainted with the methods of determining the nutritive value of feeds and fodder. Then another one, to know the nutrient content of a different feeds and fodder for feeding various categories of animal. Then why need to study the nutritive value of a various feeds and fodder? There are some points listed here. The parts and type of a plant have different composition or different component and having the different nutritive value. The type and stage of animal having different nutritive requirement as per their body requirement. Then there are some methods to assess the nutritive value of feeds and fodder. Chemical analysis. In chemical analysis, we have to detect or calculate nutritive value on the basis of proximate analysis and Van-Soest method. Then another digestible trial. In that there are conventional, in vitro and in vivo method. Then estimation of energy content of feeds and fodder. There are 4 different methods. The first one, carbon nitrogen balance technique, then by Baum calorimeter, by calculating TDN. TDN means total digestible nutrient and from chemical composition. Then another method, that is evaluation of a protein quality. There are 2 methods, that is non-ruminants and ruminants. For non-ruminant animals, the protein efficiency ratio, then biological value and net protein utilization. Then another for ruminant, DCP estimation and nitrogen balance estimation or experiment. In chemical analysis, there are some points. It's a starting point of a analysis of feeds and fodder. Then this history, that is more than 100, then millions of a feed sample which can be analyzed with the help of chemical analysis. One can get first hand information. Then merely knowledge of a gross chemical composition or component of a specified feed, then express on as a such and on dry matter basis. In that chemical analysis, the first method, that is proximate analysis. In case of we have to be estimated or use this proximate analysis. This proximate analysis, also called Vidain system of a food analysis, the scientists Hennerberg and Stoneman, they have to be work on this method. The Vidain agriculture research statistical scientists, they have from Germany. They grouped the nutrient which have common properties. These nutrients are called as a proximate principles. Here some feed stuff is analyzed into 6 factors, which are that the water, crude protein, ether extract, crude fiber, nitrogen and nitrogen free extract as well as ash. The first, water content or water composition. There are some idea regarding succulent and dry matter. Then suitability for the storage. More than 15% moisture is not safe for a feed. Decide relative cost on dry matter basis. On that basis, the suitability for preservation of a fodder as a silage, moisture between 30 to 35%. Then in that proximate analysis, how to moisture estimate? First of all, you have taken sample, then taken sample, cut into small pieces, then clean, dry and wet cutted the dishes, kept in a oven at an 100 degrees Celsius and record the difference we have to be ultimately get a result. Then in case of crude protein, CP, the long form of CP, that is crude protein. In case of crude protein, most of the feedstuff are classified according to the protein content or crude protein content. Oil cakes are rich in a crude protein. Animal source products are also rich in a crude protein. Then leguminous fodder are rich in a protein. Straw are poor in case of a crude protein. Then give idea of digestible energy of a feeds and fodder. More protein, less crude fiber. Then CP estimation, which formula is utilized for the crude protein estimation? Actually, nitrogen content is estimated protein is equal to nitrogen into 6.25, that is the factor. Then firstly, what procedure you have to be done at the time of crude protein estimation? Firstly, you have to be taken 2 to 3 grams oven dried sample in a gel flask. Then add 5 gram of a digested mixture, that is potassium solution and cobalt solution. Add 20 ml concentrate H2SO4. Then these mixture you have to be heat till the clear solution. Then cool the taken solution flask, distill it, and after that you have to be titrate this solution. Then third one, that is ether extract. Ether extract include fat, cholesterol, then fatty acid, then lecithin and chlorophyll. It valuable in composition of a different foods, result in a variation supply of a energy. For example, oil cakes that should contain mostly fat content. Then green fodder which should be contain chlorophyll and volatile oils. Then provide some essential fatty acid like linoleic likewise. Then how to estimate ether extract? By using proximate analysis method, you have to be taken for estimation of ether extract oven dried sample, then keep in a filter paper thimble. After that, continuous extraction you have to be done. Then let ether boil point 40 to 60 degrees Celsius, and after that you have taken wet. Then crude fiber, that is CF. In case of crude fiber, it contains cellulose, hemicellulose and lignin, a fraction of a carbohydrate that not digested after the successive boiling with a distilled acid or diluted acid and diluted alkali. According to systems of a CF, that means crude fiber represents less digested fraction of a CHO. Then fact the major portion of a cellulose is digested by ruminants. Bulkiness is more than crude fiber is satisfaction. The crude fiber absorb moisture in intestine, then distension to the intestine tract and peristaltic movement, that is digesta downward. Then how to estimate this CF? Firstly, you have taken ether extract free oven dry sample, then boil in 1.25% H2SO4. After that, you have to be also boil in 1.25% NaOH, and you have taken residue. Then this residue, it should be dried, wet and ignited. Whenever in case of a CF is more percentage present in roughages as compared to the concentrate. How much? In case of a roughages, the crude fiber contain more than 18%. Then in case of ash is the inorganic residue. It does not give exact information about the amount of how much minerals it should be present in that. Useful in calculating nitrogen free extract, useful in calculating nitrogen free extract. Then soluble in HCl is called soluble ash. Insoluble is called silica. Whenever this ash is soluble, it's called as a soluble in HCl, and insoluble is called silica, not available to the animal. Then higher insoluble results in a poor feed. Then how to estimate ash? At the time of ash estimation, we have to be taken dry and ground sample, then take in a silica crucible, heat on a burner, and after that keep in the muffle furnace at 600 degrees Celsius. At the last end, you have to be lost in a wet and we get ash. Then nitrogen free extract NFE, the long form of nitrogen free NFE, that is nitrogen free extract. It is asking in our practical examination. Then fraction of this nitrogen free extract is fraction of a CHO, that includes monosaccharides, disaccharides and trisaccharides. Nitrogen free extract estimation, the formula utilized is equal to 100 minus into bracket Cp plus Cf plus EE plus ash. These all Cp, Cf, EE long form we have seen. Then limitations of this Weeden system or proximate system. No indication of any kind of a mineral presence. Then rice straw contain 60% ash and 85% silica. Then bone meal as well as meat meal, it should be contain 30% ash in the form of calcium and phosphorus. Then crude fiber is digestible in herbivorous animal. Nitrogen free extract include lignin, which is undigestible by the animal. Then there are lots of problems or criticism on CHO. Then another method is a Van Soest method of analysis. Van Soest method is developed by P.J. Van Soest in the year of 1965 in USA, United States of America. The dry matter of a plant consists of two principal parts, that is first cell and another one is a cellulose content. In cell contain the soluble CHO, then sugar, starch, protein, NPN, then lipids and other some soluble. In case of a cellulose contain the cellulose, hemicellulose, silica and lignin. Whenever we use that second method, that is Van Soest method of analysis or estimation, this is explained by diagrammatically. You have seen clearly how this Van Soest method is analyzed this nutritive value of a feed and fodder. Firstly, you have taken that is natural detergent, that is ND soluble cell content, which contain starch, lipid, protein and sugar. This plant material, whenever we have estimated, then it should be give cellulose content, that is natural detergent insoluble. It should be digested with the help of acid detergent. It should give an acid soluble hemicellulose cellulose nitrogen, and this acid soluble fiber we have digested with the help of 72% H2SO4. It should be give insoluble matter, that is insoluble matter and soluble matter. Soluble matter is the cellulose and insoluble matter in that soluble, that is lignin, and insoluble, that is silica. And lastly, this is the ashing at the 550 degree Celsius. Then conducting digestible trial. It involves experiment which can give accurate weight of a mixed ration to the feed, then collecting of excreta without any losses, accurate maintain the record and need specially designed stall. There are two methods. One is for conventional method and another one is laboratory method. In case of conventional method, we have taken or selecting of experimental animal, then preparation of different type of apparatus, then we have to be require metabolic stall or creta, animal comfort zone, then preliminary period and collection period. This digestible coefficient is equal to kg nutrient which is eaten by animals minus kg in feces divided by kg nutrient eaten multiplied by 100. And second method is a laboratory method. Laboratory method, there are some facts there are no need to keep more animals, then no need to keep daily feed record, and this is cheaper and less labor. In case laboratory method, there are two methods. The first one in vivo method and another in vitro method. Whenever we have to be use in vivo method, this in vivo method is also called nylon or Dacron bag techniques. On that in vivo method, always asking one objective in your exam. In vivo method is also called nylon or Dacron bag technique. Then this is dried sample in nylon bag. Whenever we use this method, firstly you have taken dried sample in nylon bag, then this bag is tightly tied. After that, this tightly tied bag, it should be placed inside rumen through the fistula or with the help of fistula, then measure digestibility by calculating the weight of a different in nutrient. This fistula is present in the rumen. Then in case of a in vitro method microbiological digestion occurs in rumen and can be reproduced in laboratory. Incubation of a feed stuff with a rumen liquid under the anaerobic condition in an artificial condition. So thank you all of you for your patience. If anybody having any queries, you may ask. We will explain again. Thank you all of you.